here talking like I ain't the man, like I ain't gon' do every single thing they said I can, like I ain't been holding off the tape and giving them a chance, like I ain't afraid to switch the floor up like a change of plans. Change the plans of these rappers, readjust your whole summer. You ain't seen the projections, boy, you gon' be outnumbered. Can't afford not to win, losing ain't in the budget, and it's far from an option, that's why we never discuss it. We don't got that writing, that's just something we know. Ain't no lights to the altitude, everything is a go. I ain't noticed your progress, what you don't understand is everybody sounding like a little boy to the man. You should know I'm always on my grind, always on my grind. Keep it 9 to 5, I be on my job all the time. Everything is mine, everything is mine. Understand me, if I said it, then I mean it, I ain't lying. Understand me, you ain't get it, you should read between the lines. Understand me, no suggestions, clearly I've been doing fine. Understand me, couldn't see me if I opened up the blinds. Understand me, don't request a feature, I ain't got the time. Understand me, yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Don't come to me for help when your career is looking desperate. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Should probably give me brain, cause she knows just where I'm headed. Life is funny, ain't it funny, right? Told you don't disturb me when I'm trying to get this money right. And I'm supposed to trust the way it's
Measure 2 has nothing to do with medical marijuana patients.
Well, medical marijuana is legal in Alaska, and we do feel like there should be a conversation about medical marijuana, but that's not what this ballot measure is about.
But the Alaska Cannabis Club maintains ballot measure 2 has everything to do with medical marijuana, and they say they'll be working to ensure the measure passes in the coming weeks.
Now, everything you heard is why I, the actual owner of the Alaska Cannabis Club, will be dedicating all of my energy toward fighting for freedom and fairness, which begins with legalizing marijuana here in Alaska. And as for this job, well, not that I have a choice, but fuck it, I quit.
All right, we apologize for that.
Yeah, awkward moment. Yeah.
We'll be right back. Pardon for us. Meanwhile, the Vote Yes on 2 campaign held a fundraiser last night with Gary Johnson, the CEO of one of the largest cannabis businesses in the nation, who is also a former New Mexico governor, and 20
Monaco and the Nashupuk say unless Alaskans...
I apologize for that. You ever had one of those days where you're just watching the news and all of a sudden you know you were like, fuck it? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Apex Art Talk Radio. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm Jax. I'm the owner of Apex Tattoo Factory, and one day we just woke up and decided we needed to make Mondays and Wednesdays a little better for you because we live our dream job. And so we set up this studio, and it's been a long time coming, and I hope everybody out there, all the dads and everybody watching today, had a great Father's Day yesterday. Moms, I hope you helped them have a good day. That intro video was brought to you by Chris Bazzano. That's BXZZANO on Instagram. And so we are still experiencing technical difficulties. If you tuned in last week, I can now hear the videos, which I determined was very important, but I can't hear myself on the microphone. So guys, if I'm having trouble sound-wise, which I'm pretty sure I don't, you can always go over to the right-hand side of the screen, scroll down to the bottom, and it says live chat. You click on that, and you can live chat where I'm looking at another computer over here, and so I can see everything that you say. And then every once in a while, you know, we can always pop you up on the main screen here with a couple of little clicks, bling. So yeah, so definitely come over, live chat with us, and we'll throw you up on the air. We have an interesting show for you today, and I found a bunch of funny stuff that we were going to go over, but usually we always get to the news first, the local news here in Apex or Raleigh area, I guess I should say, and that's where we're located. So let's see, the first thing was, oh man, I just drew a blank. The first thing on our agenda today was let's see, okay, yeah, so guys, we just want to tell you about a foundation that I've joined up with. They help cover scars for women who have suffered and survived breast cancer. Often their insurance does not cover their mastectomy cover-ups, and so we have joined up with artfromscars.org, and we are now donating our services as much as we possibly can to helping these women finish their battle. And that usually most women have a scar that goes from one armpit all the way around to the other armpit. They're often missing their nipples, so we want to help. We want to help them, and we need your help to do that. So if you go to www.artfromscars.org and donate a couple of bucks, you know, every little buck helps, and that'll, and that'll help us to better help more women. On to the news today. The measles were found in Wake County. Yes, that old ancient Chinese secret of how you get the worst rash you've ever seen in your life. This report came yesterday in Raleigh. Wake County officials are issuing a warning after the case of measles was confirmed Saturday. All these links and stuff, you guys, you can find after the show posts. Just scroll down into the description and you can click on the link. The short and skinny of that was you know, they were overseas, brought it back. The problem with that is that measles can be spread, let's see, typically they can spread through the air and typically appear about 7 to 14 days after a person was infected. Now, they are contagious to up to 4 days before they start showing symptoms. So for 10 days, whoever this person breathed on is potentially now infected those people, and those people have infected other people, and you can see why measles in Wake County is not cool. So they have issued a warning saying that those symptoms usually are followed by a rash that first appears on the face along with the hairline or behind the ears and spreads to the rest of the body. So if you witness any of those signs, you know, freak out, you know, start breathing heavily and go run into the middle of the hospital. Not funny. I was trying. So we got a couple of people watching this morning, and we have measles. It's not cool, man. Yeah, that's exciting. See, I can find news that isn't completely depressing. I mean, there's nothing depressing about an outbreak. I don't know. Can you die from the measles? I wish I had a co-host here. Maybe I could have him Google it. In other news, caring mother urges teens to wear helmets after her son died in a tragic skateboarding accident. As I used to skate, I gotta say, you know, I didn't ever really use you know, head protection, and mostly because we didn't have any kind of skate parks. So I'm gonna let this clip play. Let's see. After the commercial break.
For 64 years, Raleigh Neurosurgical.
And we'll check this out.
High school student is mourning her son. He died Friday at a hospital several days after suffering injuries in a skateboarding accident. Today, his mother reached out to WRAL's Micaiah Thurman to share a warning with other parents.
God bless you, Tyler.
There's the sympathy cards and condolence messages.
You were always in the best of moods. I love you, Carrot Boy. I'm gonna miss you.
It takes all of Angela Rossetti's strength to read them, and even then, it can suddenly become too much. This mom is mourning the loss of her son, Tyler Windorf, her youngest, her baby. This time last week, she had just sent the 18-year-old to his first party. Because it was so close, the Cary High School senior decided to skateboard there with his friends. Frazzetti says Tyler hit a rock on Lake Pine Drive and fell off of his skateboard. Because he wasn't wearing a helmet, His head hit the pavement. Verzetti rushed to be with him in the hospital. She spent days by his side. Tyler never recovered.
And the people that he left behind loved him so much, and they're never going to see him again.
Even though it's too late for her son, this mom refuses to remain silent because she now says she has a message for other teens.
You know, you got to worry about them also, and you got to make sure that you wear your helmet no matter what. Even if it's not cool, you're saving your life and you're saving others.
And with this newfound mission, Verzetti hopes to save another life. Micaiah Thurman, WRAL News, Cary.
Micaiah tells us at Tyler's celebration of life this weekend, Skate Cary donated more than a dozen helmets to the teens who attended.
Yeah. So, yeah, as I said before, I used to skate, and let me check my volume here. I was accidentally played with the wrong switch, so yeah, that's a tragic thing, especially just skating from one place to another. I still skate and don't use a helmet. I probably should. I know for a fact that there is a ton of really cool helmets. You know, you might have to pay a couple extra bucks for them, but you know what? You can skate in style if people actually think that skating without a helmet is not cool. So anyways, tragic loss there, and you know, thoughts and prayers if that's what you do, thoughts and prayers. I caught a weird article yesterday. I hadn't really seen any of these before, but this was another news story from 1996.
WRAL News and NC Wanted, partnering to catch criminals.
It was a brutal crime with a series of bizarre twists. Robert Smith was hacked to death in 1997. What happened the day before the murder has baffled investigators and left the door open for a number of theories as to who killed him. WRAL's Gerald Owens has tonight's NC Wanted mystery.
March 1996, a gruesome discovery at a home in Fayetteville.
He had one hand cocked up under his chin like this with blood all over. We initially thought that he might have shot himself.
Robert Smith's body was found in the upstairs bathroom of the home he shared with his wife, Gloria. Police say the night before, something unusual happened. His wife had dinner with her brother and mother in Myrtle Beach.
According to friends, the family did not get along well, and that was the first time the three of them had been together for such a dinner.
The next day, Gloria Smith and her brother came to the home and found it in disarray. They say they called police without looking upstairs, and it was a gruesome scene, blood everywhere. Robert Smith suffered several hatchet wounds to the back of the head. He had warned others that this might happen.
He told the church counselor at his congregation that he was afraid for his life, and gave her some letters to keep and to give to police if in fact he was killed.
A year after the murder, another bizarre twist in the case. An anonymous fax arrived at the Fayetteville Police Department containing intimate details of the crime and of the conversation at the Myrtle Beach dinner the night before. The fax even named a killer.
The fax corroborates much of what we believed, but we need the author to come forward.
If you know anything about the murder of Robert Smith, call our toll-free hotline at 1-866-43-WANTED. That's...
Yeah, so... Never really saw anything like that on WRAL, but I apologize. It just played. Usually I get a little break before it starts, and then it just ran with it. So apparently my live stream is buffering for you guys. I apologize. We are sitting next to probably one of the best routers on the market, and the only thing we can blame it on is good old Spectrum. So anyways, if you guys are just tuning in and maybe you aren't having problems viewing us, all you got to do is scroll down to the bottom. If you're on the cell phone, just scroll down all the way to the bottom. Little tab says live chat. I see that I got people watching, but nobody's talking to me. It always helps when you add a little bit of commentary. Let me know what you think. And yeah, we're just carrying on here. So I was going through Facebook, and Facebook is new to this show. We just barely got the ability to post some stuff from specifically Facebook, and it's basically I've been finding more and more funny stuff on Facebook than I do on YouTube. We use YouTube because we got YouTube Red and it doesn't have commercials, and we, you know, live broadcasting isn't easy. You just roll with everything that happens, and so if you draw a blank, you're blank, you know, and you just got to find a way to recover. Well, if a advertisement plays, well, you just got to listen to it. So anyways, on to the entertainment part here. Let's see if our Facebook screen is going to work. Let me pause this because it just seems like everything's auto-playing. Where did you go, Facebook? There it is. So this gentleman is riding a virtual reality roller coaster, and it takes a little bit of a second, and what I'll do is I'll fast forward it a little bit for you. And this dude just really just starts to enjoy this ride. Excuse me. Everybody around him just like, what the hell is wrong with this kid? I would hate to have to run this ride. He's grabbing his heart. The car isn't even moving. The only thing that's moving is the picture behind his eyes. Could you imagine taking off that mask and looking at everybody filming you scream like a little girl? He's like, oh my God, everybody's staring at me. So there you have it. When virtual reality becomes more reality than reality. I freaking died laughing at that one last night. Oh goodness. So yeah, so the next one was bad lip reading. I know that we had done the Star Wars one, but yeah, this one takes a quick second to get good, but eventually it just.
Hey, you remember that one time I burped? Oh yeah, you oughta. All night I've been waiting to tell you this. I sold our steamboat. What do your friends say to you? My one-eyed traveling companion said that... Awesome, you know, that's one of my guys. Do I still have a shirt on? Yeah. Thought I did. He's so huge.
Definitely is.
All right. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all got the wrong guy. He's Illuminati. Come on, man. He's Illuminati. I bet I find out that he sent you. Yeah, I feel cranky. It's the flea bites. Man, I went to basketball camp. Do I look as white as I sound? Piggy bank. Oh, Roberta. Excuse me. Hey, we copacetic. You hear me? Yeah, we copacetic.
What do you think about?
Mostly like handwriting or delightful goats or something. Ferrets, they're nice. The surprising ways of hot tuna. Leg bonk. Hey man, he got a belt buckle. You can't let him wear a belt buckle. It's razor sharp, and it hurt. Hey, remember that time I called you G-Money? Okay, I am here. Man, what you talking about? You have beans within your mouth. You have beans within the mouth. Yes, you have beans within the mouth. I don't hear because you have beans within the mouth. Hey, you look like a piece of meat. Now turn back around. How can you not like snow? Snow? Snow. Snow. Snow? I lick snow. It's totally normal. It's not harmful. Hey, you know what? Like, y'all don't know snow like I do. See, like, I'm like a snow lover. Yeah, we steady rolling through this Kmart. Hey, you steal my hard candy? First we put our shirts up like this, and now I'm gonna look like I'm telling you like some secret basketball wisdom, and you look at me and nod. I said nod. Don't take so long next time. Okay, that's all. That potion is ours. Give it to him. That's our potion. That's our potion! Man, I found that dog. You found him? Dog found you. Be quiet, fake dog.
How was your weekend?
It was the first time in my life I woke up in the desert holding a knife. I just didn't know what was happening, but I guess my bump for the knife must have been kind of heavy. I think that could have been a chopper. Hey, Willie, hey, Willie. Hey, Willie, chop, chop, chop. Why you look like a crocodile? Raggedy cane. Y'all smell nasty. God. This is emotion. I'm mad. Take it back. You are weak in the head. You're like a regular rock. You're not like a real estate guy. This is correct. The first time I met a vagabond, I smiled at him. I passed on the grace of my beard. Okay, look, I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, that was bogus. The thing smells like a horse died on the Another flying plate? Come on, son. That's a poltergeist. Automatic. That's what I say. Yo, Drogo. Apple Jacks and white chocolate. You hear me, Cal Drogo? Sorry, what's up with the accent? Right now, I want to go and drink tea. Normally, I would not. Oh, wow. I think I'm you. I'm your clone. I like that. Hey, you ought to dress like me.
Nails and hair, fancy face. Yeah.
Like woman. You drink my tea? What? Drink my tea? You probably drink it. Drink my tea? No, I don't want that. Drink my tea. Fine, I'll drink it.
You must feel great, huh?
I mean, y'all already thought this, but my hair looks good. Don't put that photo on my Facebook. You're not my friend. Yes, they do. Cows don't cheat. Yes, shrimps don't sneeze. They do. Crickets can't cry. Turtles don't sing. They do sing a song.
But last night I pooped out glass, and then I done fell down one step. Now, how is it possible? It's just one step. Nobody wants my Nobody wants my bread.
Wow, that was really loud. I thought I would just crash this wedding.
Every day. I died. I mean, these guys are killer. I love them. If that doesn't brighten up your Monday, I don't know what will, but I do have a couple more things in store, so stick around. If you're just joining us, you can scroll over to the right-hand side, go down to the bottom, and live chat with us. We have a couple of people stalkerishly watching us without replying, and that's okay. We're glad you're here. We just want to chat with you. Let's see what we got next here. Yeah, so, yeah, no, if we got any dads watching, I actually went out and took my kids are here for the summer. I took them out airsofting. They have officially told me that they will no longer complain about sweating unless it's in airsoft. Yesterday was particularly bad because there was no wind and it was like 100% humidity and like 80 whatever degrees. But anyways, we took our rear ends out to the lake with a good friend of mine, swam it out, and then finished it off at Longhorn, which apparently is the most popular place on Father's Day because we had to wait an hour to get in. Yes, I said it. It's an hour. Oh, yes. So the next one is good old Mike Tyson. You know, if you know anything about Mike Tyson, he's always been known for losing his shit on camera.
Now, some of your critics would say, you know, there's a race for mayor. We know you're a convicted rapist. This could hurt his campaign. How would you respond to that?
Hey, I don't know who said that. You're the only one I heard say that. You know what I mean? And I don't have no comment to that, you know, because it's negative and you're being negative. And I met the mayor, right? And nothing they can do about it.
We actually had a really good time. We talked about George Cervallo, who's a legend in your city, great man, with whom Mike spent quite a bit of time yesterday talking about his life, highs and lows.
It's so interesting because you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit.
Hey,
come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit.
You know, we're doing live TV.
Hey, I don't care. What are you gonna do about it?
All right, you got a show that you're doing.
He said, "What are you gonna do about it?" Absolutely nothing.
A lot of people will be there to see your show. Just tell us a bit about it.
You know, it speaks for itself. Everyone saw the show.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a Broadway production. It went to Vegas. It went to actually 28 cities in the United States.
Oh, he's not done yet.
To bring it here, and we're actually going to Monaco on October 9th. We're going to be in Monte Carlo.
Right. Is it nerve-wracking for you to do something like this, or is it more nervous for you to box? How does it compare?
I don't know. It's more nerve-wracking for me here talking to a rap piece of shit like you.
Come on, Mike.
No, because you're a piece of shit.
All right. We're gonna wrap up this interview. Thank you for coming in.
Fuck you.
So yeah, that's why our title has the big F-bomb in it. We see. I don't know what happened last night, but I just could not stop finding material like this. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows Mike Tyson losing his shit. He looked mighty skinny. He did not look like the big old, chunky Mike. And by chunky, I just mean swole as all get out and able to knock a man out in a single round. But yeah, that was it. So, onto the trending things here. So number 8 was quite interesting. You may find it boring, but it was number 8, so a lot of people found it interesting. These people made the world's largest bath bomb.
Dropping this bath bomb into your tub turns all the water in your bathtub black. But how big would the bomb need to be to black out an entire swimming pool? Let's try 2,000 pounds.
Yeah!
So to make our large molds, we're going back to our old friend fiberglass, which we used to make the bowl from our marshmallows video. We're gonna make 2 halves that'll come apart and hopefully reveal a giant bath bomb. This epoxy just soaks into the fiberglass and makes everything rock solid.
So I'm gonna fast forward through this a little bit.
Is 31 50-pound bags of materials.
The recipe is 1 part cornstarch, 1 part citric acid to 2 parts baking soda. And then we add the dye to turn it black.
Oh yeah. Who bathes in starch? That's what I want to know.
That's your regular bath bomb. We're making one a tad bit bigger.
You must have taken them days.
There's like 7 or 8 more to go, so that's good. Not bad for a day's work, right? Putting this in the sun to bake. Gotta dry this sucker out.
I started rolling.
You drop it in there? I got this, guys.
We're done. We've completed the bath bomb.
Now we wait till tomorrow, and we try to figure out how to get it out of the mold.
We're gonna cut all of the shell off and all of the support, and we're gonna kind of tip the back end, just let the whole thing roll into the pool.
Oh! That's one big bath bomb.
Hell yeah, it is. There we go. Boom! Oh, awesome.
That was crazy.
Why would you do that to your tub or to your pool? I wonder how long that took for it to dissolve.
Get your own black bath bomb and see hundreds of other gifts we've discovered at VAT19.com.
VAT19. It's yeah. I was like, wow, that's awesome. I mean, you gotta have an incredible amount of time to yourself, and that's what happens when you work, when you do what you love. So yeah, that was number 8, and then on to what the hell was it? It was an interview that I watched that was okay, but it was, you know, mediocre at best. The next one was Playground Insults, and it was so funny that there was another one that I had to follow up with, and I just really wanted you guys to enjoy this.
You look scared. This is the most scared I've seen you look. Do you want me to back up?
No, stay.
Am I
I like you in
intimidating
my
you?
space. No. I want you in my space. Just jump right in the pants.
Hello, I'm Scott Mills. And I'm Chris Tharp from BBC Radio 1. And today we are here with another Playground Insults featuring Ryan Reynolds.
And Josh Brolin. It's incredibly tense in here. Don't hold back, it's just a game, and don't take the insults personally.
All you have to do is make each other laugh. The sillier the better, and the game ends when someone absolutely loses it or they deliver a killer insult. What happens in this room stays in this room.
All right then, Ryan Reynolds to serve.
Josh.
Yes.
You are a muffin-snuggling pirate puncher.
That's your insult?
Muffin smuggling. Popeye puncher.
Here's my first insult. Ryan, that was really funny.
Okay, game on, Brolin.
Okay.
You're so old, you make dust look like a baby.
I'm trying to process that right now. You're tall, you're handsome, you have the perfect amount of scruff, and you still have no talent.
You're gonna say that with a straight face to 1998's MTV Best Kiss nominee Ryan Reynolds? Go for it.
Okay, let's talk about the obvious thing. Green Lantern. End of career, and yet you're still going. Why? None of us can understand.
Okay, wow. You smell so bad, I can hear it.
Again, being tall, being handsome, being presentably beautiful, I was surprised during our sex scene how small your penis was and how big your balls were, which makes sense, and how you create a tone in Deadpool that's as edgy as it is.
That's 3 balls to you, my friend. It's called a tricycle. It's an issue, all right? A lot of guys have it. Josh, you dress like an old George Hamilton.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But not nearly as tan as I should be yet.
Nope.
What's the first job you ever did?
Hillside, it was called. It was a teen soap opera.
Oh
that
my God,
was
how old
watched
were-
by dozens.
How old were you when you started?
I was 13 years old.
Wow, so your whole life has been about bullshitting people.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Said the guy who starred in Goonies.
Goonies was totally real.
You know, when you're a drinking game, like when you come on screen.
Don't say drinking in
on
front
Goonies.
of me, please.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that was.
We talked about jail
Your whole
before.
team came around me
Literally,
and said,
even
"Do
when
not talk about drinking
even when
in
you
front
say
of Josh."
the word, all I hear is ka-chunk.
Yeah. You're
Like a
so
small
bad in
echo.
Goonies that when you come on screen, people don't drink. They punch themselves in the dick for 5 straight minutes. He's actually
And
terrific
yet-
in Goonies. It's
and
one of my
yet,
favorite movies.
You actually just felt guilty, didn't
I
you?
did. I definitely did.
You actually felt guilty. Which is okay because it was still successful, as opposed to Green Lantern, which was just nothing, nothing, nothing.
Josh, what? This is.
Do you know
honest.
I've never
This is a serious
seen
question, though.
Okay, but I've never seen Green Lantern.
Neither have
so
I.
It's just from you haven't either.
No, the
It's
editor
literally,
didn't even see it.
But
Should we stop now or let him carry on? It feels like we're on a bit of a roll. Leave him to it.
Josh, what's your favorite color?
That's funny. Favorite color?
Mediocre.
I think that's it.
I think so. Who's won?
You know what? There were a couple of moments that I think Ryan fully superseded my wit, but I think as a general primitive, insulting guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel genuinely hurt.
Yeah. Well, this has been the perfect playground insults for Deadpool 2.
So
Yeah, there you go.
Guys, Ryan Reynolds and Josh Brolin.
Yep.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
So that, yeah, they're still going.
This game so much.
So you know why? Because you're Canadian.
Yep.
And Canadians are nice.
So yeah, that was number 24, and then as I was dealing with it, I found one with Derek, The Rock and Kevin Hart, and this one was like twice as funny.
Hello, I'm Scott Mills from BBC Radio 1. This is Chris Stark, and we're in a room with Kevin Hart and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, about to play Playground Insults.
Oh,
they are
no,
staring
this is
each other out.
This is the one.
The atmosphere in here is very tense.
You can cut it with a knife.
That's why I'm drinking my tea.
Kevin Hart is drinking from the smallest teacup in the world.
Well, it's fitting.
It's purposely. I don't like big cups.
This is a safe zone. What gets said in this room goes absolutely no further.
All right.
You can feel the tension already. Okay, here we go. Kevin to serve.
DJ's got the same nose as Janet Jackson.
Here we go. He's taking the gloves off now. This is it. All right. Kevin looks like a buffed Urkel.
A buffed Urkel. Okay. I'm gonna go with your head looks like a long breast, like a long succulent breast.
With the areola right on my forehead.
Areola is right on your forehead. You got a nipple head.
That's fucked up. Guys, don't encourage him. That's
He's
fucked
got
up.
a titty head.
Okay. I got a titty head. That's gonna stick.
That's gonna stick.
That's gonna stick. If that shows up on my timeline, then
You got a Portuguese
that's
titty
enough.
head.
That's enough. Don't put a culture on it.
Put a culture on it.
Just the titty head is fine.
Portuguese titty
I
head.
really. All right. You know how sometimes when people get under your skin and you just hate them. I'm not
What is
saying.
that? What
I'm
are you
not saying
saying?
it's you. I'm just
That's a
saying there's
strong word.
sometimes where you just really hate somebody.
Fine, I'm gonna
Sometimes
tell the
because you
world.
have that personality when you walk in
Fine.
and you're like, you think everyone's like, hey, there's Kevin,
Fine.
great, but you know.
Dwayne Johnson's
Don't say it.
breath smells like shit on the regular. Nobody knows this. You don't know where the eyebrow raise came from? It came from the reaction of people when he goes, hello. That's what The Rock is cooking. Shitty breath.
Okay, don't encourage him. All right, my breath is not shitty. Look at these teeth.
Don't talk about teeth. You know I'm insecure about my teeth. Like,
You guys ever heard of Invisalign? Huh? Okay. Kevin's now the spokesman for Invisalign. Because his bottom row of teeth is like, they're having a fucking meeting and they're all unhappy right now.
I confided in you with that. I told you.
Well, look at the pictures lately.
I
He's trying
told
like
you.
this and he's trying to hide it. Yeah, it's okay.
It's very true right now. Dwayne Johnson has women thighs. He's got women thighs.
What does that mean, though? Because these are sensitive times. I'd love to hear that. What does that mean that I got women's thighs?
This means that you're very
No, but I mean, go ahead. It sounds like that's a wonderful rabbit hole you should go down, right?
I don't need to explain myself.
Please explain it to the world.
This game isn't
What does
explain-
women's thighs mean?
This isn't an explain game.
Go
This is
ahead.
insults. Women have nice thighs, you shouldn't have their thighs. This is what I'm saying. Now, shut up, man. All right. Okay, here's a good impression of Dwayne Johnson, the people's hero, okay? Mr. Dwayne, could you sign my belt? He's like, oh, come on, man. he throws kids off with signals to take their mind off of what they asked for. Mr. Dwayne, can I get an autograph?
Okay.
Hey. Huh? Kids confused as to what happened.
Well, the truth is, it's hard to insult Kevin because, you know, he's one of my best friends.
That's right.
Right? We mess around with each other a lot.
Big fan of all of his movies?
Well, yeah, I loved all of his movies. That's the thing. I mean, Home Alone and,
No, that's not my movie.
I love that one.
Those aren't my
Beverly
movie.
Hills Cop.
That's
He was
Eddie
fantastic.
Murphy.
What are you talking
That's
about?
not my movie.
Oh, you know what? No. Pootie Tang was great.
Listen, that's
Was it
Chris
Pootie-
Rock. Now you're just naming other black comedians. You're not even trying. You're not even trying.
He's great.
Tell you a little secret about
He was
Dwayne
great in
nobody knows.
Smurfs. He was wonderful in that.
Dwayne's got a tattoo right above his ass that says, "Come on."
Kevin Hart, Dwayne Johnson, thank you for your playground insults.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
Of course, all jokes aside, man, look, you know, there's nothing but respect and admiration that goes for this guy, man. I would love to call him a dickhead for the rest of this interview, but I love the jackass.
But I love the dude too. I gotta agree with you. You know what I mean? We're very similar.
Yeah, so I hope that made you laugh a little bit today. That makes my jaw hurt, like for real.
For the whole time, but you know.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
It was good.
Yep, and so that concludes our trending part for today. If you're just joining in, we still got a couple of people watching. Our stream has gotten a little better. Hopefully it's stopped buffering for you. You can always, if you're on your laptop, scroll over to the right-hand side. Down to the bottom, it says live chat, and you can come join us and add some commentary today. I hope you've laughed quite a bit today. And yeah, as usual, I'm a tattoo artist. I do what I love every single day, and I just try my very best to encourage everybody to find a form of art in their life. I mean, there's so many forms of art. What I'm doing right now is considered art. Cooking is art. You know, there's an art to succeeding. And so with that, I always just told myself, you know, I felt like I encourage people a lot. And so I just wanted to encourage every single person today to take a second out of their day and find what it is that's special about you. You know, you got to surround yourself with positive people. And I feel like this is the best time of my life because I have got the best, closest friends. I have an awesome church. You know, I go to Hope Community Church if you ever see me there. You know, I work my dream job, which is going in and permanently scarring people. And I don't even have to buy them dinner first, you know. You can check us out there at apextattoofactory.com. And, you know, I've also found a way to use that talent to help women who have recovered or survived breast cancer. And so you can also check them out by going to artfromscars.org and helping me support them, because, you know, there's only so much I can do without taking a serious loss. And so any little bit helps. It helps fund the ability to get this message out to other survivors, that there is an organization out there that's going to pay for them, and just let them know that it helps them build more artists to help come in and you know, support. So anyways, today I was doing this search. Well, yesterday I was doing a search. Last night it was probably more like today because I stay up late. But anyways, glass art. And I found some pretty cool ones. Me and the girls are actually gonna go out for their show, and Mike Janan finally has told us to come on through, and so we're gonna do that probably later this week or this weekend, and so the girls have a little bit more content for their show. Another thing is I actually created their intro for them, and I should play it for you just to get your input. I just have to find it real quick. Let this catch up. Let's see, where are you? God, I have so much on my feed because yesterday, of course, was Father's Day. And there it is. Let's see here. I got it muted. Alright, well, let's start that over here. Pop this Facebook up on the screen. Ta-ding! And so this will be the new intro for my children's podcast. They'll be on the air tomorrow. And, well, tell me what you think. So, oh no, don't you dare play. There we go. Yeah. So, and also, you know, we're running on Facebook right now. I think that's pretty cool as well. But yes, definitely, my children are putting together content that is made for children. You can find it right here on Apex Art Talk Radio, as they are going to also be talking about art and music and all kinds of cool, you know, kids' problems or whatever. So they will be on the air, I think, at 10 o'clock tomorrow. I'm not sure. And they're out of school. I know a lot of your kids are out of school. If this plays, I'm sorry. There we go. All right, stop. There we go. And so without a further ado, check out some of this cool glass forming. I mean, some of this is really, truly amazing. And see, my friend Mike Janan does stuff like this. I mean, this is more like just coloring glass and building formations and stuff. But Mike Janan does scientific art and scientific glass for like what the hell are they called? Laboratories and stuff. But to me, this is like watching a campfire. This has got to be just exhilarating. Yeah, so, you know, I have a really good inspirational video for you at the end, so I don't want to play over in time, and I have two more for you. As always, you can always go down to the bottom, and the links to these, if you want to watch them in full, is at the bottom.
Cold glass sculptor in Los Angeles, California. I've always been good at art. From when I was a little kid, I always loved to draw and sculpt and create. What made me want to become an artist is I was always good at it, and I fell in love with the process. So when I got my degree from college, I threw up my hat, and before I caught it, I was having panic attacks about what I was going to do with this degree in art. But I always knew that if you take art seriously, you can find a career in it. The first thing I did is I started to look for a place that could use someone in their professional art studio. And I was lucky enough to find a place that did optic sculpture. So I got the job and I started working there, and from the second I was there, I just knew it was something I was going to do for the rest of my life. What makes the artwork so unique is the fact that there are very few people on the planet that undertake this endeavor to create this type of artwork. Basically, 99.9% of the art glass that you see out there in the world is formed hot. That is to say, they get their materials and they start manipulating the shape of the glass and start playing around with the colors, and they do that hot. So they administer flame to it, or they put it in a kiln, or there's several methods. But what I do is I don't use any heat at all. I grind and grind and grind, and then I polish, and that's what separates me from everybody else. It's much more difficult and it takes a lot more time, but for me the effects are just brilliant. Each one of these pieces takes approximately 8 to 18 weeks to complete from start to finish.
Wow.
Because of the labor involved and because of the perfection, because of the tolerances being so tight, it's a pursuit of perfection at every single turn. So because of that, they take some time. Let me describe the process for you. We get these large blocks of glass. This one is a piece of gold lead crystal, and it comes in a block about that long, and then we cut it into different pieces, and then I'll grind down all these pieces flat. So that's what I do with every single piece of lead crystal that comes in here. So from this point, I'll cut this down the middle, polish all those interior surfaces. That takes about a day and a half. Then I insert a piece of dichroic. For example, this piece is halfway in process. So what I've done is I've put in the dichroic right here, all that color. And then I come to a stage like this, where I have them, where you see color all the way around here. That's because I've cut it so many times and put all this color in. So this is a week-long, 2-week-long process, because what you've got to do is you've got to get it to a point where it's completely polished, bring it back to a glue room, administer all the color that's in there, put it back together, bring it back out, recut it, bring it back to the glue room, bring it back out, regrind it, recut it, bring it back to the glue room. So every single one of these steps, they just take time. There's not a whole lot you can do for shortcuts if you want the work to look like it should look.
Yeah, and I mean, that's really, really amazing right there. I mean, and you could imagine that's probably goes for a pretty penny. 8 to 18 weeks is a little, I mean, that's dedication right there. I don't know. I'm more of a instant result kind of guy, but the other forms of art that they do is making sculptures. And here, this gentleman is going to make a glass turtle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward through this really quickly because I really want you to hear the inspirational video at the end. This is a full size, like, this is not some small endeavor. I actually saw my first loggerhead turtle for an extended period of time this weekend. It was really awesome to see him in the wild like that. I wonder how many times a day these people get burned. Look at this guy, he's wearing an entire suit. Sounds like a Yeah, they're definitely doing this for a competition. So there you go. They did that one fast. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show for today. I do have an awesome inspirational video for you today, as I do most every day. Let me shut this down real quick. And yeah, if you guys are catching this show and it's not on the air we're not live, you can always send questions or comments to apexarttalk@gmail.com. And as always, definitely tune into my kids' show. Encourage them, help me encourage them, because I think every parent needs a little extra help, giving them that extra push. So every time I get some spare time with my children, I'm always encouraging them to do something different. And this right here is just a inspirational video to never give up. I had an awesome weekend this weekend, and it was just crazy. It was the first time I've had a vacation this year, and we did it just right. But it also threw a little reminder at me that anytime anytime something that's worth doing is worth doing right, and you fail, and there's a lot of things that I failed in at life, but the key point to this message is that the winners just don't give up. And so what I learned this weekend is to carry on, never give up, and I'm going to encourage you to do the same. You're going to fall, but I promise you, if you surround yourself with the right type of people and just the right motivation, every day I get up, I have a ritual that I watch something motivational. I'll do something as far as post something for other people to encourage them. It's just a ritual that you have to get into every day. You force yourself to, and then it becomes, well, I didn't do this today, and it's gonna feel like it's missing, and that's what you want. So guys, never give up. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you Wednesday. I think for sure. I had the back massage thing last week, but definitely see you on hump day, and enjoy your day.
Most people don't reach their dream, not because of failure. Most people don't live their dream because they give up. You see, it's not the failure that stops us, but that most stop at their first failure. Those who succeed don't stop at one failure. They don't stop at 10 failures. They don't stop at 100, 1,000, or 1,000,000. They say, this is my goal, and I will do whatever it takes to achieve it. I will learn the lessons from any failures. I will learn faster. I will work harder. I will work smarter. And I will not quit until my dream is a reality. That's the difference between success and failure. Failure makes winners stronger. Failure makes winners hungrier. But it makes most give up. It makes most feel worthless. Winners don't enjoy failure, but they would never let failure stop them. Next time you encounter failure, you got to remember every great thing on this planet is here because the Creator learned what did work, but learned more from what did not work. When we are kids, we don't stop at failure. When we first learn to ride a bike, it's failure after failure. We get knocked down time after time, but we get up and push forward until we achieve our goal of riding the bike. But then we get old, and most of us get weak. We are too soft to get back on the bike. We come up with excuses. It must not be for me. No, you just soft. No, you just lazy. Tell yourself the truth. Get back on the bike. Learn why you failed, and make sure you don't fall again. Make sure you are stronger for having the lesson.
Failure is not the end of your story. It is the start of your comeback story. If failure was the end of your story, there would be no greats. Greats like Jordan, greats like Einstein, like Edison, like Oprah Winfrey. If these people stopped at failure, the world would not be filled with their greatness as it is today. Failure is nothing but a lesson to the winner. Failure is nothing but motivation to the winner. Failure is fuel. No one likes to fail, but the difference between those that win and those that lose in life is the winner decides a better meaning for their failure. They decide never again. They declare, I will be better next time. Don't let failure stop you. Let it grow you. Let it develop you. Failure is not the end. It's just the start. The start of your comeback story. The only way you can call it a failure is if you quit. If you keep going, it's only a hurdle. One you will overcome.
The only way you can fail is if you quit. Never quit. Keep pushing. You will get there in the end.
Failure doesn't exist in the mind of a champion. All it does is push them to a higher level. Are you a champion? Will you accept failure or keep going?
Learn the lessons, apply the lessons, come out stronger than before, and keep going.
Some people feel failure so much they never try. They never even start.
Some people give up right when they're about to succeed. They were so close, but they threw in the towel. Don't let that be you.
Thomas Edison didn't fail. He found 10,000 ways that did not work. Guess what? He only needed one way that did work. Einstein said, failure is success in progress. Failure is just one more way not to do something.
Keep going and you will succeed. Keep going and you will succeed.
Failure is not the end of your story. It is the start of your comeback story.
If you use failure as fuel, you can't really fail. If you use it as motivation, you cannot be defeated in the long term. If you use it to drive you, use it to make you, it can never break you. If you never accept defeat, you can never fail. Refuse to be defeated. Refuse to be defeated. Learn the lesson. Find a new path and a different way to your goal. There's always a way.